Budget Beauty, back with another review of one of the Color Icon holiday palettes. This time we're going to be talking about Snow Sprite. So this is what it looks like, of course, in the packaging. This is the contest prize for this week. January 14th, on Friday, you're going to be able to win this palette. From 9 a.m. to 11:55 p.m. you can enter into the contest by just adding your email address and name to the form on the Budget Beauty Goddess blog. Link is in the description box. But with this, as with all the palettes, or kits, I guess I should say, because you get a palette and a eyeliner pencil. So this is the front. This is the back with all of my Walgreens tags on it, the theft prevention tags. And we are going to get into the review of the actual palette right now. Here's the actual palette, and as with all of them I mentioned before, you get a sponge applicator and then a little brush applicator. Here are the actual shadows, which are completely gorgeous. And another thing is that drove me crazy with these palettes is that the name of the palette is not on the palette. It says limited edition, and this one is blue. But I actually wrote on it, you can barely see it, but I wrote on it in marker the name of the palette. They shouldn't have done that. They really should have put the name of the palette on these. But anyway, again, we're going to start from the top row next to the applicator tray. Now that green is just insane. It is so gorgeous, and it has the most subtle shimmer. There's not really glitter in it. It's just got that gorgeous subtle shimmer, but it's that beautiful dark foresty green. I love it. And then next to it is a lighter sort of iridescent green, which actually goes really well with the dark forest green. Now the last color, that weird brightish silver, I don't like that color in this row. My personal favorite are the two darkest colors in this palette. But we're still in the top row, and as far as the top row goes, I love that dark green and then the lighter green next to it. Moving on to the bottom row from the applicator tray is, of course, that insane dark blue. Now, that is one of those colors where you have to be careful with, and you have to start out very lightly because it is so pigmented you can actually add too much. And as we all know, it's always easier to add than it is to take away when you're doing your makeup. So you have to be kind of careful with that. It's a great liner color as well, and so is that darker green above it. This makes a great liner color as well as a nice shadow color, and of course the perfect crease color. I love that lighter blue next to it. And then in this one, I actually really like that silver. Did I say blue, light blue liner? I didn't mean that. I meant the light blue shadow that's next to the crazy dark blue. And then I like that silver in this palette. On this bottom row, I actually like that for a liner, to be honest. I like to use that with an angled brow brush, and then use that as a liner. I just think it's the greatest, and it's actually easier for me to line my eyes that way than it's use an actual pencil. So let's move on to the pencil liner now, which is nice. I mean, I'm not hating on the pencil liner, but for me, I'm not that big of a fan of pencil liners. And this is a nice one, though. It's easy to sharpen. As I said before, it's not really squishy. The tip is firm, so you can draw with it. But I personally just prefer to use either powder liners, or my personal favorite are marker type liners. But it was really nice of them to include the liners with this kit. I thought that was fantastic. So let's look at a swatch of the liner, because it is a silver metallic liner, which is great. And I thought it was really nice of them to include that. Next up, we are going to compare Snow Sprite to Pride, which is one of the original palettes from the Wet n Wild Color Icon collection. And we're going to go over any similarities within Pride, which is right here, against Snow Sprite, because they do both have those greens and blues in them. Here we have Snow Sprite and Pride side by side, and again, there are similarities. They both have greens and blues, but there are also differences. You might think that these two darkest blues that both palettes contain are actually the same, but of course, as you can see from here, they're not. This one is much darker, and it also has a great deal more shimmer than this one. This one has it has shimmer. Sorry about that. It has shimmer, but nowhere near as much as the one in Snow Sprite. The one in Pride is also a little bit lighter. And the two greens that you might think are the most similar, this green in Pride and then this green in Snow Sprite, are again completely different. This one's a little lighter and it has less shimmer. And again, as far as differences go, Snow Sprite is all shimmer, where Pride, of course, has a strictly shimmer side and a strictly matte side. That also includes the blues and the greens. And in Pride, there are no silvers. There's just white. There's a shimmery white and then a flat matte white. So again, these two are not the same. Similar, yes, but the same, no. So I also heard people say that, oh, you don't need to get Snow Sprite because it's basically the same as Pride, and if you have Pride, you don't need Snow Sprite, and that was absolutely not true. So thanks again for watching this review of the Snow Sprite Color Icon Wet n Wild Limited Edition Holiday Kit. You got the palette and you got the liner pencil. And the winner of this week's drawing will also get the palette and the liner pencil. So don't forget to go to the Budget Beauty Goddess blog. The link is going to be in the description box to enter into this week's drawing. And maybe you will win this kit. Like I said before, Wet n Wild absolutely positively needs to do some more of these. Can't wait to collect the next set. We need to have a spring set ASAP. So thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.